Hubert, it seemed that there was a certain point in the game where obviously Memphis at first was, kind of controlling things on the glass, but it seemed like for you guys, there was a shift maybe late first half and then into the second half. What were some of the things you were kind of telling your guys as far as, the need to be aggressive on the glass?
Well, I think it was two parts. One, from an offensive standpoint, one of the things that we always talk about is dominating points in the paint through post or penetration. I felt like we were settling for too many threes, particularly in the first half, and so we weren't putting pressure on the rim, and we weren't living in the paint, living at the free throw line. Then defensively, we just weren't physical or strong enough, particularly in terms of getting rebounds. We were loose balls, rebounds. We weren't getting two hands on it. We weren't being strong with it. And we identified and talked about if we can do those two things, obviously more than those two, but just offensively get the shots that we want closer to the basket and then be able to finish a possession with the rebound, that it'll really put us in a position to be successful in the game today.
Hubert, along those lines, what did you think you got out of tonight?
A lot.
Right.
A lot. I mean, there were teaching points pretty much on every possession on both ends of the floor on what to do and continue to do and what not to do. And so this will give all of us examples to be able to learn from and grow from. Also being able to play a true road game specifically for this team in regards to our second game of the season. We're on the road at Kansas, so that won't be our first true road game. And so it gives this new, different team experience of playing on the road, not just in a game, but traveling, shoot-arounds, meals, meetings, and so it's something that we had done before when we get to Kansas.
You were very clear about how fast you want the guys to play. There was a stretch in the second half. Was that to your liking about the pace they were playing and some of the efficiency with the pace?
I felt like the pace was getting to where we wanted to in the second half, but the pace was able to get there because we were getting stops and rebounds. That's what, and I tell the guys, what has to fuel us is our efficiency on the defensive end. We get stops, we get rebounds, then we can go and we can run. I felt like it was better in the second half, but I feel that we ran really well for October 15th. It's nowhere near where I want to be throughout the season.
Hey, Coach, what one area that enlightened you and what area that disappointed you today?
Just being able to execute in game-type situations, being able to get a stop when we needed to get a stop, be able to score when we needed to score, being able to execute in pressure situations. One of the things that I told them is don't let their pressure dictate and decide how disciplined and efficient we are on the offensive end. So those are lessons to be learned. And as I said before, I think there's a teaching point whether to continue to do it or not to do it pretty much on every possession. And to be able to get that experience and those examples early before the season start is just really beneficial to all of us.
What did you make of the way the offense was able to flow without RJ in there? Obviously, Seth has the 33, Elliott gets the double-double. Just what you kind of make of the way that the offense was able to create a rhythm, obviously without your leading scorer?
Yeah, I thought I thought we really moved the ball really well. When you get 21 assists, that's sharing the basketball. Now we got to knock out the 21 turnovers, but the 21 assists, that's real. And one of the things that we talk about is to pass up good shots to get great shots. This is an unselfish team that just instinctively want to make the extra pass. And so getting 21 assists is not surprising to me. But obviously we've got to clean up the 21 turnovers.
Questions in the back?
Hey, Coach. Obviously, right here in the back. Obviously, you're here for the game and to get the experience on the road here in an environment like in Memphis. But the takeaway from the day, being able to go to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, how important is that for you and your players to be able to witness something like that and be here for a great cause?
Well, it was huge for us, and I spoke to the team before the game. I always say this to them, that a blessing is not just for you, but it's to work through you to benefit somebody else other than just you. And our team and our program was blessed by the experience of spending time at St. Jude's Hospital yesterday. After the game, two kids that we met at St. Jude's Hospital that came to the game and they came back into the locker room, Sammy and Aspen, and we did We played Go Fish, Jenga, and painted pictures with them yesterday, and we invited them to the game, them and their family, and so they came in the locker room after the game and celebrated with us. And again, their presence brought tremendous joy to all of us, and it was a blessing for us to be able to spend time with them and their families.
Got time for a couple more questions.
Hubert, what did you see from Seth Trimble tonight? I mean, the 33 points, I mean, he was pretty awesome at times. Like,
Yeah.
what stood out to you about the way he played?
Well, I think the thing that stands out to me is the natural progression of college basketball. You know, in the midst of so much change with the transfer portal, NIL, the fifth year, COVID year, all the involvement of agents, everything, we forget about growth. And that's what Seth and Jay Wash, you know, they're getting an opportunity, a chance for a bigger role, and given that opportunity and chance because of their hard work, their maturity, they're a different player than they were before. And that's what college is about. It's about growing up. It's about getting better. It's about improving and growing every year. And because of all the things in college, you forget about that, or a lot of times kids, parents, everyone tries to speed up the timeline.
Right.
And here's a kid in Seth that is one of the best games I've ever seen since I've been here. And it's because of his hard work and his dedication to this university and to this program.
Last two questions, back left, then Andrew.
Hey coach, just up the back here. Obviously, I just want to get your perspective on what you thought of Memphis out there tonight. Obviously, they weren't ranked in the top 25, but from what you saw tonight, do you think they could be an NCAA tournament team?
100%. The rankings don't mean anything, and especially preseason rankings mean nothing. Coach Penny Hardaway is an outstanding coach, does a terrific job at leading his program. It's a team of new players, a lot of transfers, one returning player that played in a rotation last year. And for them to play as a team tonight, alongside with their talent, it's a team that definitely is going to be an NCAA tournament team. Their quickness, their athleticism, their ability to score, versatility on the defensive end, their athleticism to be able to rebound, and so they're going to have a terrific season.
Last question, Andrew.
With the teaching points, there's also learning. What do you think that Drake and Ian learned tonight, getting out there and seeing that it's real when you're out there at this level?
Yeah, they've been in so many situations, have played all over the world and played in big time situations, but you're right, being on a true road game, playing at this level is different for them. And so this atmosphere and this game was really good for them too. Giving them more game type situations, understanding time and score, understanding the importance of the little things, the boxing out, the talking in defense, the last 2 feet of every pass you have to meet, especially in late game situations where teams are trying to foul or steal. Those are things that you can talk about in practice, but to go through a game allows them to gain so much more experience, and they need it because they're going to be out there a lot. And so the more experience that they can get is good news for us.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.